Hey, what's up YouTube? I'm DJ Philly and welcome to our brand new series called Weekly Updates, where we are going through all the different updates that have been released this week. So unfortunately we didn't get a episode out last week, so we are doing 2 weeks of content. So welcome to the first episode, and we actually have 7 different updates here on the screen shown. So we are going to be covering all of these, what they do, what they've added to the game, and all of that good stuff. So the first update we are covering is 1.16.100, as you can see at the lower bottom of my screen. And it added a whole ton of new and different bug changes, parity changes, all of that good stuff. And I will link all of the update logs on the description below, but it did add a really cool thing. If we go into profile here and then achievements, you can actually see that they have added a humongous amount of new art for achievements, and I believe they've also added some new rewards as well. So this is a pretty cool thing. So this is pretty awesome that they have updated all of the graphics to their new little bit-sized animations or little art, and then they also have the game score achievements and time to played as well up here. Another big change is that if you are playing PlayStation, you now actually have access to realms and servers. And I know you guys have been waiting a whole ton while for this to be added, so you guys can finally enjoy realms and servers on PlayStation 4, as it has just been released on this update. Now for the next 3 updates here, we're just going to go over very quickly because they weren't that important and they only included some bug changes. So there was 2 betas added to Bedrock, 1.16.256 and 0.57 as well, and those just added some bug changes and some bug fixes as well. And also we have 1.16.101 for you guys who play at mobile, as it is only for you guys who play at mobile devices, because they just wanted to fix some bug fixes that were occurring on mobile version of Minecraft. Also this week they just added another beta called 1.16.210.50. I know these betas have a lot of numbers in them, but this one actually was a bit interesting, as it not only included bug fixes, but it also included ambient sounds for the Nether. So we finally have ambient sounds for the Nether here on Bedrock. So now that we're done covering all of those updates, we are going to be doing the more interesting snapshots for Minecraft Java. And 20W48A has added some really interesting features, including the Dripstone block. Now this block doesn't actually have any features right now, but it's purely decorative, and I believe it now generates in your worlds. And you also have the pointed dripstone, which, as you can see, it can grow in stages like this. So if we were to place the pointed dripstone, as you can see, the base is slowly getting bigger, and it gets to about the biggest size up to 4 blocks like this. And if you go any higher, the base will not change anymore. Also, you can put these upside down as well, and if you break them, they will do a falling animation, and a mob underneath will actually take damage. So this is a really, really cool feature, as well as if we were to go up to here, go into game mode survival here, and actually jump on these, yes, you will take a huge amount of damage, because this is only a 2-block jump. And yeah, so I believe if you fall about 8 or 9 blocks here onto a pointed dripstone, you will actually die if you do not have any armor. So be very careful with these, and these are really cool for mob farms and traps and all of that good stuff. Now another really awesome feature with the pointed dripstone is that if you place a liquid such as water or lava, it will actually give off little particles of water or lava on it. So this can actually have a chance of filling up a cauldron. So knowing this, if we were to set our random tick speed here to 1000 like this, and we push enter, and we just actually wait here as well, it will actually have a chance of slowly filling up our cauldron. And as you can see, it's slowly filling up the water one as well, and our lava actually got filled up as well. So now we actually have infinite lava sources in Minecraft, or if it lava regeneration, I guess you would say. I'm not sure, but lava farms is what I'm trying to say here, is that you can actually have a bunch of pointed dripstones with lava and a bunch of cauldrons as well, and you can pick them up with your bucket, and then they will slowly accumulate over time as well. And this is probably to prevent less grinding as well to get lava in survival, as we can now get it more easy for our builds and for obsidian and stuff like that in survival mode. So that is pretty awesome, and let me know what you guys think about this in the comments below. Also in this beta, a couple changes have been added to the bundle. So as you can see, if we right click it here, it will slowly accumulate in the bundle. And there we go, we got it all full. And you can also see what items that you have. But if you right click it when something's in there, then you will get the first item that is shown. So if we right click it again, then we get the jungle pressure plate. And then if we right click again, we get the acacia one as well. And this is a pretty awesome change. Now, this wasn't actually the only change. If you actually go into your world here and press right click with the bundle, it will spit out all of the contents into your world. So this is a really cool way to gift a bunch of items to your friend, or just to get all of the items at once if you want to do so. Now, some changes have been added to the candle, and that it can only be placed on a full block. So as you can see here, we're placing it on grass since it is a full block, but if we were to place a trapdoor and place a candle, as you can see, we cannot place a candle on it since it's not a full block. Now, a way to get around the floating candle trick is that if you just pillar up like this, and then place it on top and then break the block. As you can see, the candle still floats. You can still have floating candles in your world for different decorations and stuff like that. It's just a bit more grindier, and I'm not sure why they added this feature, but I guess it's probably to prevent glitches and stuff with non-full blocks. Couple other changes here is that if we place powdered snow here and then put on our leather tunic or any type of leather armor, and you'll only need one. And if we were to say go into survival mode here, as you can see, we do not take any damage if we wear any piece of a leather armor. So this now adds a functionality to leather armor, which is pretty awesome. Now, if we were to take off this leather armor, as you can see, my screen slowly zooms in with the frost indicator, so we should probably get out before we die here. So this is a pretty awesome feature that was added for leather armor as well. And just a quick picture from the devs is that they also changed some textures, including the amethyst blocks, the candles, the clock, and compass. I'm not sure why they changed the compass and the clock, even though they've been out for some time, but I guess they did, and it kind of looks really cool. So let me know what you think. So except for a few bug changes, that's it for that update. And now we are going to one of probably the most interesting and the one update that you guys have been waiting for, 20W49A. It not only adds dripstone cave generation, but it also adds something that we will get to in a little bit. So if we were to actually generate a world that only generates pointed dripstone cave generation, wow, that was hard to say, we can actually see this while going into spectator mode. So if we were to go into spectator and go down here, as you could see, the world now generates pointed dripstone and pointed or dripstone blocks here, and it also generates copper as well. So this is really cool. Now, as you can see, the generation fits the old cave format, so we do not actually have any of the new cave generation, but we do have some of the pointed dripstone and dripstone generation. I think this will be changed later as they add new cave generation into the update. Now, a few other notable changes in this update is that the bundle will now show the fullness of the bag. So say if we were to grab some acacia logs and put them in the bundle here, it will show a fullness of 64 since we have 64 blocks in it. And also pointed dripstone as a new functionality. So if we were to build up some pointed dripstone facing down and facing upwards, as you can see, they connect. So that was actually added before, but if we were to actually shift and then place the block, as you can see, they do not connect. So it is some really interesting feature right here that you can do for your building. But of course, I'm delaying probably the most important feature here, and that is the Sculker. Yep, we actually have this in game. So as you can see, it just picked up me walking. So that's right, if I were to walk, it will pick that up. If I were to actually jump, it will also pick that up, and it can pick up a huge amount of other things as well. So as you can see here, I got a little bit curious and ran an experiment here, and this is actually the range that a Sculker will pick up. Now, as you can see, we only have half the circle here. It'll pick up the other half as well, but to show you, we had to cut the circle in half. But anyway, if we place a block anywhere within this circle, the Sculker will pick it up. So this is basically the range of the Sculker that it will have, and it will go up above here and below as well, and it can pick up any vibrations that is caused within this radius. Now, there are actually some neat, interesting features with the Skulker in that it will pick up vibrations that are anywhere near the 8-block radius. But if we were to place another Skulker down, and the vibrations of the Skulker will not actually bounce to each other. So if I were to walk here, the vibrations will go to the same time, and they will not go in between the Skulkers. So Skulkers cannot actually pick up other Skulkers activating, if that makes sense. Also, we can have wool, and this, if we place it down, it will not make any vibrations as well. So if we were to just place it like this as well here and walk, as you can see, this Skulker only picks it up because the wool can actually block vibrations. So if we were to say place a block here, this Skulker turns on, but this one doesn't because the wool is blocking the vibrations from coming to the Skulker. Now, as of now, wool is the only block that can block vibrations. So this is actually a neat, interesting feature that is added to the Skulker mechanics because we can actually block where signals are coming from, and we can have wireless redstone as well. But if we go over to here as well, the Skulker can actually pick up two different things, and it can send it through a redstone signal. So if we were to say, let's go jump right here, as you can see, this right here is measuring strength, and this with a comparator is actually measuring frequency, and we'll get to frequency later. But if I were to say walk closer to the Skulker, as you can see, the redstone output is growing and growing, and if I were to stand right on it, it will actually give out a redstone signal higher than if I were to say go over here. Now, the frequency is actually a little bit different in that the certain actions in Minecraft will actually give off different frequencies. So if I were to say walk, it will give out a output of 1, but if I were to jump here, it will actually give out a bigger output. So this can actually detect the different actions that you were doing in Minecraft. So say if I were to place a block, it will give out a different output than, say, breaking a block, or if I were to activate a piston here, and I forgot I'm in Java. And if we were to actually activate it this time, as you can see, the frequency is actually a little bit different from when we close the piston. So I will put a list of all the different frequencies and what redstone signals they put out. And this is a really interesting feature because we can actually detect what actions are being sensed by the Skulkers. So as you can see, different actions put out different types of redstone signals, and this is a really, really interesting feature as we can now determine what action is being uh, played, I guess, around the Skulker. So let me know what you guys think in the comments about these Skulkers, because they are really interesting in their different mechanics, and they bring a whole ton of new features to Minecraft. And one more feature that I'm not actually sure when it was updated, but as you can see, the spyglass in the inventory now has a 3D look, and if we were to use it, it has now actually been squarified, so it'll give it in a square format, and I think this is actually really cool. It feels a lot more Minecrafty than the circle, and you can zoom in super far with this thing, so I'm really excited to see when it comes out and when we can get our hands on the spyglass. Because basically you can use Optifine, but in Bedrock, which is absolutely awesome for us content creators. So there we go, guys. That's all the major features have been added so far into Minecraft. Sorry this video was out one day late. I was a bit doing a grindy task on MC101 and I kind of lost track of time. So anyway, hopefully you guys like this new series. We'll be doing a whole ton new episodes once updates come out, and they will usually come out the weekends, usually Saturday, Sundays, hopefully, if we can get them. But we're just super excited for the new features that are coming in the Caves and Cliffs update, and I'm super excited to see what happens to Minecraft now that we have a whole ton of new features. So anyway, thank you guys for watching this video. As always, if you do like the video, please give it a like and maybe consider subscribing, because that helps the channel out a lot. Also, if you really do like our channel, maybe consider becoming a member, because that helps our channel even further. So thank you and have an amazing rest of your day.